So, are we all ready?
See,
Correct.
All right. Welcome all to, for the time being, we're calling this Mobius Podcast, I suppose. With me, I have a bunch of people from a VTubing group that I collab with from time to time. We have Judas. Say hello, Judas.
hello.
We have Q. Say hello, Q. We have Razor. Say hello, Razor.
Greetings. I'm the handsome one.
And last but not least, we have Kizuna. Kizuna. Am I saying
Kizuna.
that? Kizuna.
Yeah, what is up, fellow peeps and beasts alike?
Would you all like to shout out where you stream at? Your stream links, your stream URLs, where we can find you.
Oh yeah, sir, my the Twitch name is Kizuna Dragon. My stream a variety of stuff from chill streams to games, from classic games such as Spiral and Crash to even the more recent games like Red Dead Redemption 2 and something soon God of War. And also, I will be hosting a birthday stream this upcoming Friday, so be sure to drop by if you can.
So you're essentially a variety streamer.
Yes,
And
All right.
I would like to say happy birthday.
thank you.
Also, people say in the chat that they can't hear because I don't think he's on
Wait,
That's-
huh?
on the
Um,
stream. No
on
one
who?
can hear Kiz talking.
I don't think Q is talking.
On
said
whose
one word.
stream? On whose stream? On his stream?
On Kiz's stream.
Weird.
Mm.
All right. Well,
Because you can't hear. Oh, Psycho. Oh, from my end. Hold on.
all right, while he sorts that, Judas, what about you? Where do you stream? Where do you stream?
As of right now, I haven't really set up a streaming thing. I used to stream YouTube, but I'm actually converting over to Twitch slowly. But currently, at the moment, I have nothing. But my
Okay,
Twitter
well, we should be good.
is
Sorry.
sorry. My Twitter is
be good.
Graveharder. At the moment, I just do art commissions, and that's pretty much it. But soon I will have a Twitch and planning on streaming horror games and rhythm games and all that fun jazz at the moment.
You're braver than me. I could never do a horror game.
Eh,
And Q, you stream. Where do you stream, Q? You stream on Twitch, I believe, don't you?
Yes, and YouTube.
Oh, so you do both at the same time.
hmm.
Sometimes.
All right. Where can we what is your stream URL? Like, what name do you go by on both platforms?
On mine, it will be Professor Q with S at the end.
Yeah, I was meaning to ask you about that because I've seen it's like Professor Q. Is it like QS or is it Q's?
Q's.
Oh, okay. So it's like multiple Q's. Okay.
This one.
Yeah.
So I took my what is it on the name?
It is, yeah. And then Razor, you stream on YouTube, don't you?
I don't usually stream. When I do stream, it'll be on Twitch, sometimes YouTube, but I'm more so of a post edit guy, so I upload
Oh,
videos to YouTube.
Oh, so you do like you do consistent uploads, I'm assuming.
Recently, yes. I'm trying to be a bit better at that.
Same here.
I just assumed that you had like so much that you just do your uploads weekly because you were always recording when I seen you in like voice chats and stuff.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to grab content.
Right. Like when we were doing the TF2 thing, right?
Yeah, or right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always making content. And then most of the people viewing this from my side over at twitch.tv/AuroraDeity, everybody knows what I do. I stream mostly retro games, but I'm a bit of a variety streamer. I just gravitate more towards Mega Man, but I'm trying to make the transition to Sonic, and I'm also trying to transition into both YouTube and Twitch, but that's its own process. But this will be uploaded to YouTube, of course.
Yeah, I've been meaning to go back on YouTube myself because I haven't worked on it for like a long time. I think like over a year because one, because of colors, and two, because I've been working my way up on the Twitch. But this year, I'm definitely planning on doing more YouTube vids again.
One of my New Year's resolutions too is like to do more YouTube content. It's just I don't know what I'm doing. Like my first YouTube video I uploaded this year was a glitch on a phone game that I played, where
Mm.
essentially the boss that I killed him too quick, and then he wouldn't take any more damage, so he was just stuck in purgatory.
Oh wow.
It was Magna Centipede from Rockman X Dive, also
Hmm.
X2. That was yeah. Super base just kills shit too quickly. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today, our topic, we're gonna be doing this every week, and this week's topic is going to be Sonic the Hedgehog Archie and Sonic the Hedgehog IDW comics. We're gonna compare the two, talk about the two, talk about what we like, who we like from them, and just the comics in general, really.
Mm-hmm. I
So, I guess to start off of I want everybody to think of two characters from either both IDW and Archie or one of the two, and then we could talk about like why we liked them, what we liked about the comics, stuff like that. So, Judas will have you start.
Oh, okay. So, when I think of the Archies, I like the I like Antoine because I always feel like he had the best character development, starting from a character that didn't know what he wanted to do to prove he's a hotshot, and then later on, with the help of Bunny, he finds his true self and all that. And
Is
then
he
from
is he very different from how he was in Sad
yeah, very different until it was like that. But
Well, I
and
mean,
then with IDW, I'm kind of biased with this, but I love how IDW did the Deadly Six compared to their game Adept. They have a lot more personality and they seem a lot more of a threat.
What are used again after the Zombot arc?
Yes, they were actually able to control one of their abilities that the Zeta can do is they can control machinery, and somehow they were able to manage the Zombots. They were actually able to control the Zombots and make them their slaves in a way. So
That's interesting. I have
items were
to
terrifying.
yeah.
yeah, they made the
Not gonna.
Zeta a lot more terrifying in the comics than compared to say Lost Worlds.
Mm, Not
so
gonna
okay.
lie.
Let's go ahead.
Sorry, but I was gonna say, Jules, not gonna lie, you're the first person that I met that actually likes some Antoine, or actually really respects him.
I've
Yeah,
seen
Because most of the people I've seen like just diss on him.
I've seen very few people like Antoine,
When
and granted, I don't like Antoine, but that's because I only know the Saturn version.
right,
I'm
so,
sure once I brush up, I will know more about him and have a better opinion.
Mm,
Sat AM version was how Antoine was in the comics for a while, but after Sat AM went away, the comics fleshed him out, and he just had a character arc, and he was good.
I
yeah,
like because right now my perception of him is like this sniveling, like coward that sucks up to the princess.
Right, he
yeah,
he
pretty
was a
much.
one character
He
trope.
acts like a hot shot, but then like Sonic is just like you're not gonna be like me. You gotta find your true self and all. And
mm,
until Bunny Rabbit, shows them that like you gotta be yourself. You can't, you don't need to press anybody, but that kind of
yeah.
stuff.
And then he
Okay,
was
so
himself, and then he ended up impressing Bunny Rabbit, and then they got married.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know some of people don't like of a bunny. Personally, I kind of like her too. She was like one of those like cool gals, you know.
Yeah, she's okay.
I'm not just saying that because of her southern accent.
Bunny used to be my favorite when I was a little kid because
Mm,
I grew up with him. But anyway,
yeah.
before we get on to tangents already, so you chose one from each. So you chose Antoine and you chose the Seven Deadly Six or Zavok.
I want to say all of the Deadly Six since they all kind of worked in the same kind of way in the IDW. But at the end, I have Zavik because he gets the job done. He doesn't sit around. He tries to get the job done. When the others were defeated, he took himself to take down Sonic and Silver at the end of the Zombot saga. But he obviously loses. But he was the only one that was like, I need to do my job. I need to, no matter what state I'm in, I need to finish this.
All
Yeah.
right. That does definitely give it more depth. I'm assuming that's more depth than what they had in Lost World. I haven't played Lost World.
Yeah,
I
people love to give the argument that the Zeddy in the game of Lost World, they don't have a lot of personality, but you also got to think that after Colors, it was Lost World, so we had the same writers, and they were starting off a little bit fresh, so they didn't know
yeah.
what the hell they were doing.
Like I bet you if we had like the same writers that did like like the adventure games for example, it would definitely be more fleshed out and more better written, be a lot more deeper too, probably. Have a
Yeah.
lot more spirit. Which I feel that's a very fair argument. Uh alright, something me to my phone. Razor, what are your favorites? You can either do one from each or you can do two from each.
Well, my favorite was Eggman from both.
Of course, you would
Although,
choose this
to
freaking
be
egghead.
that's technically not true. If I have to pick one from IDW, it would be the Eggman. But actually, my favorite characters come from the Archies.
Stop it! I know what you're doing. Cutting.
What?
I
No,
hate you. I know
no.
what you're doing.
It would be Snively, and to round it off, I'll choose a hero character for once. It's actually Nicole because she's like a self-aware AI that doesn't try to kill everyone like every other one does. It was refreshing.
Yeah, she was
Mm-hmm.
she was gonna be one of the ones I picked actually.
No, too late.
'Cause she was like it was like a very nice like support character that did more
Oh yeah,
and never got away, was never like written off as like, a kidnap, a female distress, like that type of thing. Because that's like the kind of thing that does like get
and
annoy me.
then it was just
Yeah.
like in the one arc, despite having helped all the people still turned on her, and she still wouldn't lash out at them. Instead, she just kind of ran away and cried. A robot that cries.
Yeah, she was, what's that word? Sentient. And
Exactly.
I
And
love the
every time,
idea.
Nicole's
I forgot what issue it was, but it was the one where Eggman legit like just destroyed everything, and then
oh
but they
yes,
had a backup plan, so they had like the little dorm. I thought that was a great idea, because they had it set up just in case if this were to happen. And another thing too, I also love the idea how she made herself a form.
yeah.
Like
Oh yes, the HoloLinks form.
But
What
that's a
what
hero. What's really
Uh,
interesting is Snively.
bruh.
before we get into Snowy, what form did you guys like on Nicole between her long dress form and then that I don't know what to call the other outfit, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
The clubbing
Oh,
outfit, the one with the hat. I really did like the hat.
No, like I don't know how to describe it. Let me
Oh, do you mean
see if
like after the reboot?
I
Got it.
think
It's
I
more of a
think
tech suit almost.
yeah.
I don't know.
I like
I'm indifferent to both.
I liked it aesthetically.
Yeah, it fit rather than just be a toga from Rome or something.
Yeah, like the dress wasn't bad, but being what Nicole was, it didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, you're right.
mm,
I'll give you this.
Like if she was in like a forest setting or like not not an AI, which that's what she is. She's an AI, right?
Right.
Then they would make more sense.
Yeah,
But because
but
she's an AI,
but at that
the
point they
other
weren't
outfit
really.
makes
Actually, no, because at the start they were. No, wait, she didn't get the nanites until after they left Nuthold, right?
right. Oh wait, technically she kind of was a villain because there was that Iron Knuckle thing, or is that a different character?
It's the same character, but there's some caveats to that.
uh,
For one, on the one hand, it was she was basically brainwashed because the Iron Queen basically can manipulate cybernetics and all kinds of robots just with a wave of a hand. Magic tech, that's what it's called. Eggman hates it. Uh, But basically, she did that to her and basically just rewrote her programming. But she was also a sleeper agent for the good guys, so she was a double agent for the forces of good.
Oh, so she was good, but it was perceived as a villain, right?
Uh, After a certain point, yes, because they were able to reprogram her back to normal.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
God.
been, it's been it's been a few years. It's a little gray. It's a little.
Are,
It's
are you cutting it off on purpose?
Say that again?
What?
Laser, are you cutting it off on purpose?
I'm not cutting off at all.
yeah, but he
Wait,
sounds fine to me.
No, Q's hearing what I'm hearing. I think he was cutting on my end too.
Yeah.
That's weird that only half of us are hearing that.
Internet.
Oh, yeah. Alright, Q's next. Q, who are your favorites?
Oh, me?
No, Q's. Then
Oh.
Q, then you, then me.
Oh. I'm sorry. It's just when you say Q, well, it almost sounds like you're saying Kizu for a moment.
How about we say Professor Q?
Yeah. If that's all right with y'all.
Fine by me.
Okay, so who are your favorites?
On the RC, I like Squid.
Scourge?
Yes.
That's a fan favorite.
Yeah,
I knew-
freaking Scourge.
I mean,
of
let's be
course he
honest.
picks Scourge.
One of us is bound to pick Scourge.
Yeah.
Scourge is all over the place. I haven't read most of his comics, but yeah, I can understand. Like, he is like overly hyped, but I do understand why people like him. He is he is Sonic's opposite. He's a quirky. He's a smug, quirky, in your face kind of anti-hero. I wouldn't call him a villain, but he's definitely not a good guy.
Basically just an antagonist. Let's just put it at that.
The fiance.
Hello.
If you think about it, in every other like sort of media, there is always going to be that clone kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So they had to do it. It was going to be like the inevitable. Like,
But technically,
but-
wasn't that Metal
Yep.
Sonic?
Yeah, I was about to say that. That
Or
puts,
Shadow.
yeah, that
or
puts,
any other hedgehog.
comic wise,
Or
because they want
Silver?
to continue with making more characters for the comics, so the characters can interact, so they can keep the story going at least.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom, but you guys keep this conversation going. 1 second.
Okay, so
Okay.
while he's
Hello.
gone, what's your favorite bathroom then? All right. So
using the men's.
oh, me too. So
On the IDW, I like
Well,
Whisper and Amy.
well, you have to pick one or the other. Is it
Oh,
Amy
no,
from
man, I was gonna
IDW
choose
or Whisper?
Oh,
So you're gonna double simp, and then so you're gonna simp for Scourge, as everyone else does. Then you're gonna simp for Whisper, as everyone else does, and then you're gonna double down for an Amy.
I mean, that's what it sounds like.
Okay, well, I mean they're.
I mean, let's
So-
just roll with it.
So why do you like Whisper, and then why do you like Amy?
Whisper, because tech. And
Uh,
Amy. See,
You're breaking up.
I
I heard him. I think he said Whisper and Amy.
he said Whisper
Yes.
and Amy.
You
Whisper for
said
the
Whisper
tech.
because the tech.
I like Whisper because he's quiet. He's sneaky.
Stealth.
Oh yes. So I remember because Amy had to take place as the one of the roles. So she was kind of the leader while Sonic was doing whatever the hell he was doing.
She essentially filling the same role that Sally would have filled
Yes.
in Archie.
Yeah, in a
Yes.
way, but like also like this also takes place like after Forces, so I guess they would use Amy in a way. I don't know, like respect her in a way to do that, to take that role.
It did make her a
Useful.
character that it made her a character that I didn't hate as much because video games Amy I'm not a fan of. She feels like an obnoxious character to just chases Sonic all day, and that's like her whole entire character, in my opinion, and that's why I was never a fan of her. But after grazing through most of IDW, which last time I read up to when what's her name? The wooden doll puppet girl.
Tinker?
Bell,
Yeah,
Bell,
Bell.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, Belle.
think about
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Bell,
read
Bell.
I read up until when Belle was introduced, and then Eggman kind of found out about her again. I haven't read since then, so I got a couple months worth of comics to catch up on.
Mm.
So Amy's gotten better. So now it's just yeah, she's not bad. She's getting better,
Hmm.
but she is just replacing Sally. So it's just like I don't know.
But wait, it's
in a way, if you do
Nicole.
think about it, each character in the IDW has a special role because of the writing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they have
Yeah.
purpose.
Unlike most of the games are
Oh,
actually given respect to
yeah.
like the other characters other than like
So each
Sonic,
character,
Tails, Knuckles, Eggman,
Hmm.
all those guys. Yeah. Which is why I'm hoping like since we have news that Ian Flint's gonna be writing the story for Frontiers, I'm hoping for that game they'll add in like a lot more story elements to it
I forgot he was
because
writing it.
we still don't know what the full story for that game's gonna be about.
Oh,
I do like that about IDW that every character's finding a place and has like their own value, so there's never a wasted character.
For real, for real.
Like
Even
like
sorry,
in
go on.
in the games right now, and I know I've already complained about this already, but Amy and Cream feel like really wasted characters that don't really have an important place. Because I'll be honest, Cream has not felt like she's been needed since Advance 2.
yeah.
No, man. See has barely appeared in any Sonic game outside of like the Olympic games. Some
Um,
like literally almost non-existent in most of them.
heroes.
Another thing too is they want to give characters more roles because they didn't want to focus their whole time on Sonic because we know in the end Sonic's gonna win, but they want to make each character feel needed, not just background space like what the games do. As an example.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
Sonic's kind of fallen into what I like to call the Goku problem,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
where you know Goku's gonna be in one do the finishing blow, and then every character's like, let's wait for Goku. And I feel like Sonic's kind of starting to fall into that same trap.
Starting.
That's what I felt like they kind of did, but then they
Yeah.
had like Sonic couldn't stay. He had to keep moving because he couldn't help because he for one he had the virus and he didn't want to spread that.
Yeah.
So he was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, gotta go." Well, everybody else does their own thing.
That made it
But
fun that he
but
was
also
spreading it.
yeah, when also reveal of a quick a more from a chat want to say honestly was in that camp of I really dislike Amy back then. Plus, with fan criticizing her, didn't really better my opinion of her. However, now I enjoy and like her for her important roles, especially in the IDW comics.
Is she one of your two favorites?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
it is your time to pick your two favorites.
oh, it's sweet. For the Archie comics, I would say Dulcie. Dulcie, from both them comics, as well as a random so like C was one that was pretty unique. Not because that C is like a dragon, but it's like her like a role in the comics, but specifically she is a trainee for like her own little quote unquote Sonic Heroes team. Just so you know. And not only that, but just seeing like a whole different species with like a whole new anatomy and everything, like expanding outside of the typical moving aspect. It was like mind blowing to me when I first saw it as a kid.
Did
If I'm going to be really honest with that.
did Dulcie
Now,
get a?
it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you can ask.
I'm asking you since you probably know best. Did Dulcie get a redesign in the Archie
Yes.
comics?
Yes, he did.
I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna have to Google this now.
Here.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so, it's more of like the typical Mobian aspects. So, think of her anatomy as sort of like vectors, almost.
Oh, yeah, I see now.
Yeah, not
better.
gonna lie, it's not bad. But I like both her original and her current one because you're still Dulcie at the end of the day.
True.
Yeah, in terms of idea of a W, I was gonna say like a whisper too, mainly be because of like unlike most of the cast, like she's like pretty quiet, and her backstory with the diamond cutters, I mean it really hits. But there's also Kit, one of the more recent characters, Kit Tsunami.
I absolutely love Kit.
So yeah, I personally like him more than the Surge. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, even though a lot of others would freaking simp for Surge. Oh no, I like how Kid is, so because he's not like fully like bad, he's literally just a child trying to learn his place in the world, but he kept on like getting bullied by a Surge and being influenced by Dr. Starline and whatnot. And also because I have a huge soft spot for foxes and kitsunes, and so especially the fennec fox, which is my personal favorite type of fox, and just seeing like his powers of like hydrokinesis, and when I know, man, when those two will go up against Sonic and Tails, it'll be very interesting to see. I just personally hope they aren't like just limited to that one arc alone, but I hope that they actually get some fleshed out, like such as like whether they be a Trey Starline or go their own separate ways or not. I just have to wait and see.
Maybe they'll
And
be like
also,
scratching Grounder.
but no way. I don't know. Be just because because with those two, they are like freaking comic relief.
Indeed.
But like with a certain kid, they are like actual characters that have more thought of put out to them rather than just like being there just for comedic purposes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And also, real quick, Oler says Surge is cool. Kind of like an original attempt at a Scourge, but that's just how I look at a character. A lot of people have become a parent to like either Scourge or that one glitch character from the old Sonic games. I forgot I forgot like that character's
Oh,
name.
the Sonic 2 glitch.
Yes. They compared
That's
to
what the
both.
design was inspired by.
Mhm.
And the kit was inspired by a Knuckles glitch.
Yeah. Yeah, well, pretty. I kind of find it cool on that they actually incorporated like glitches and actually making them into something else. You know, kind of reminds me like on how in Mortal Kombat they had like those palette swap Easter eggs, and they soon became their own characters.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
But like again, what I said earlier with the cliche of bringing a clone, it's just IDW's attempt now,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So people are gonna probably say that, oh, it's just Scourge all over again, but it's one of the cliches that comics usually do is the evil clones.
Yeah. Well, now that you mention it, we haven't like really gotten any like original like villains or anything.
Yeah, but in the meantime, we don't know at the moment. We don't know where Surge and Kit came from. They just appeared since it's still
Yeah.
kind of fresh.
The only thing we do know is that they were created by Dr. Starline, which is another character that a lot of people sim for.
Yeah.
I think he has a good direction. I love his
Mm.
direction that IDW did with him.
I
Oh
was
yeah.
gonna ask you guys about your guys' opinion about him before I stated my favorites.
Here we go.
I would love to talk about Dr. Starline. He's like one of my other favorites. because he like we said, he was a simp for Eggman. He wanted to be Eggman's servant until he found out that like meeting your heroes isn't the best way to go because they're not what you think they are. So later,
Yeah.
after Eggman backstabs him, he has to learn that like I have to serve for myself. I have to prove to myself that I'm worthy. I don't need to show my hero that like I'm worthy. So like during the bad guys, he wanted to get revenge on Eggman, so he had to get back all the other people who Eggman also backstabbed, like Rough and Tumbled, Mimic, um, Zavik, and whoever else was there. But then later
Oh,
on,
who's the possum? Did he backstab the possum, or was the possum
I
even involved? You know who I'm talking
I
about,
think he
right?
was
The guy with the
yeah,
boat.
involved.
The guy
You're
with the boat too.
talking about that green possum. Yeah, I think he was
he
like
wasn't in the bad
maybe.
guys though.
Yeah, yeah, he was just
But later
literally like
on,
a side villain.
but in the way, like how the bad guys worked was they were trying to get revenge on Eggman, but what happened was Starline was doing the same thing as what Eggman was doing to Starline. So basically backstabbing them.
Hmm. All right. Overlord says, as the saying goes, never meet your real life heroes, or in this case, villains.
Yep.
Yep.
Pretty much.
That's basically Starline's story.
Yeah, I kind of like
So-
Starline. Like, I don't. He's definitely not my favorite, but I kind of like Starline because he kind of reminds me of myself when I was a kid. Like, yeah, work for Eggman, use those robots in a more strategic sense. And it's like, oh no.
Uh,
Well,
I don't mind. I don't mind Starline, but I don't agree with people's opinion on him that he's basically the equivalent of I hate saying his name. Finitivus? The whitey kid though that had like the black markings and the black eye.
From Archie, yeah.
The Archie one? Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that one. But I find
I don't see that. I
Starline
just
is also useful to help pushing the plot forward because like where Eggman will sit and try to find Emerald, Starline's like, I'm gonna go do a thing.
sounds like I already have them.
Yeah,
yeah.
that too. Like,
Yeah, well,
do it.
not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, I think Starline is definitely one of the more actually unique characters introduced in IDW. Same with Whisper and Tango. So
It's also
I
useful to
mean,
have these characters because like some of these guys are the same from Archie comics, but like there would be like a 2 year gap between games, right? And they would make a comic about the game, then they have a 2 year gap to fill in with comics. And in that 2 years they do their own thing, their own story plots. And the game would come out and like, oh, well, this screws up everything that we just established in the past 2 years. With this, they have Starline do all the evil deeds for the 2 years, and then Eggman comes out for the game release and does the game thing. And the same thing with all the side characters like Whisper and the others. They can go do things that the normal heroes probably shouldn't do, so that they're still canon with the games.
yeah.
Before
Until
we get
Sega's like, hey, we're gonna use these characters now.
Alright, before we get into the next fight, I'm gonna get into my characters so we don't spend like an hour on just this point alone.
Oh,
Um,
good.
my choices are a bit complex because I normally say Silver, but Silver's kind of an all-arounder outside of the comics, so I don't know if he really counts. And I also don't. So I like how Silver's handled, but I also don't like how he's handled because Silver and Blaze are kind of falling into this a similar problem as each other, where there's just like, well, I'm not here because time zone, because of time travel, which makes Silver feel like a break the glass open in case of an emergency character,
Mm-hmm.
if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Where it's
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah, like situational.
it's like, oh, we did bad writing. The heroes are gonna lose, and we don't want to lose. Let's bring in Blaze and Silver. Granted, I love Blaze and Silver, but I don't want them handled in that fashion.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm
Yeah.
happy that towards the end of the Zombot arc, Silver was essentially, you know, a big reason why they won. But again, why does he need to be in the why does he need to be in another time travel when I think it's been proven that just because he does something in the past, it's not guaranteed to fix his future, or
Yeah,
that may
and
have,
Mm,
in the IDW, they kind of use Silver like, oh, I've seen the future, and it's terrible because of the Zombots. But then when they defeat the Zombots, he just randomly goes back to his future, and everything's fine.
mm,
It just seems like it's a device for like to show the how his future is, like comparing the Sonic CD kind of thing. Like, oh, it's a good or bad future kind of deal.
mm,
not to mention he knew about everything, like you said. But one, he still got hospitalized. Two, a lot of bad shit still happened.
mm,
So it's like, what was the point of him making a time travel if a majority of that stuff happened anyway?
mm.
Because it didn't stay that way. It got reverted.
I just feel like it's a little random. I kind of agree with what Axel is saying
Oh,
with
yeah, I do
Silver
too.
because he just feels like he goes in the present where Sonic's timeline is, tells him about this stuff, but then he just doesn't do it. He just tells Sonic like, "Oh, you need to do this. You
He's
need
the
to save us all."
he's the
Yeah,
day of
just
justice.
like I
It's
feel
no
like
use. Take
I
this.
I feel like IDW is like I feel like IDW could take away his time travel thing. Like it's not needed. Like his psychic powers are strong, so
Get
keep
him
him there.
stuck.
Like
Mm,
make him like one of the more powerful parts of the what are they, the resistance in IDW?
mm.
And I always feel like they just throw Silver in Sonic's timeline for fan service.
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
because Silver's gone from character everyone hated to now everybody kind of likes him.
What they should do is
Which
get
Uh,
Silver
uh,
stuck in the current time so that he can't go
yeah.
forward or whatnot. Be like, well, I got to figure out why I
Mm.
can't go back into the future. Come on,
like
Morty, help me
here
out with this.
like
I
here
mean, in the fandom.
like here's a better question: who does Silver have in his current time that he needs to go home to?
Blaze.
Yeah. Well, at the end, they do show at the good future. They do show a civilization, but the thing is, it's empty. I guess it's to show the reader that like, oh, there is like like a world where Silver lives, but it's bare, it's empty. I don't know if there's anybody in there. I think
Yeah,
he's just
it's
by
Yeah.
like
himself.
it's like
Like
okay, so you stopped the
It's
zombots.
like,
So
is there
what
any
caused
point
the
in
nuke?
living there?
like here's my good question: what the reason does Silver have to go to his present?
Uh,
Like I just don't think there's enough justification there for him that warrant going back.
Mm. And if
oh,
anything, if any of you guys believe in multiverse theory, like even if he like goes back in time, I mean, it wouldn't really like affect much of his time because how many of you guys know about the Silver's parents theory?
Never heard of it.
I've heard a few
wait,
theories,
is this the
but
one where it's supposed to be Amy and Shadow?
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard
uh,
this.
yeah, that one.
that's not real. That doesn't exist.
It's a
No,
theory.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why when I said it's a theory.
Yeah.
no, it's not real. I'm sorry. I'm the head of the Silver Committee, and I just said no. It doesn't exist.
Well, that's a shame because you don't own silver. That's why
I
I
do
buy
now.
gold.
But no, I guess for my actual favorites, um, for Archie it would be Finitivis, definitely. I don't know too much
Mm.
about him, but the parts of him I have seen and what people do tell me about him, he does seem like a really good, interesting character.
Oh, he was delectably evil.
He was actually
Real good.
inspiration for one of my characters. He was just really good. Like I don't know, he felt like I don't know if this is true, but he felt like he was insane, but he also knew what he was doing.
Are we talking about the White Knuckles?
Yes.
Okay.
He wasn't. He was more of a sociopath, a genius sociopath.
Yeah,
Oh
and
gosh,
that's
and
just
that's not even.
that's like a good that's a good villain type that I do enjoy like looking into, reading about, writing.
And let's not even bring up on the freaking Enerjack thing.
I remember the Iron Jack. I read that series. It was Silver Sync, so of course I read it.
Mhm.
And then
How IDW?
I didn't I'm put me on for Team Whisper, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, Whisper for the win.
So I like Whisper's aesthetic, and I can relate to her personally as someone who's like distant.
Oh, same.
Like, and she's good. And the Wispin concept is really interesting to me.
I like Whisper,
So
but I'm not gonna simp for her.
Like I don't simp her, but I do think she's a well written female. I don't really
Yeah.
think there's a lot of girl characters I like to that degree, but Whisper's definitely.
There's not a lot of female characters that have actual nice roles.
Rouge has an okay role.
Rose
Like
is just a spy.
yeah, like
And a
she's
thief.
she does the spy thing well. Blaze is okay, but I
Blaze is an
really
alternative universe Sonic, kind of, so that's
Hey,
empathetic.
let's not call it that because at least some of Blaze he has like unique stuff compared to Sonic, so
Pyromancer.
they ain't like
In a way,
that
she
much
is
of
an
a copy.
alternative dimension Sonic, if you think about it.
And Knuckles, because she guards those emeralds.
Nucleus.
yeah, it's just when it comes to like the female characters, there's just not too much for me to get into. But I do
Wait.
think Blaze and Whisper are the better written ones.
Wait, hold on. I just had a brain thought. So, Blaze is like Knuckles and Sonic. Is she their child?
Shut up.
Man, no, dude, don't make me slap you right now.
Razor,
I'm on
there's
the
a
other side
reason.
of the stage. You can't touch me.
Oh,
Razor, there's a reason
want
why.
to try? You want to try, my guy?
Not really.
There's a Razor. There's a reason why I
so.
have Kit staring at you on my screen right now.
I
I put an image of him on the stream, so he's just flickering big guy staring at you.
Oh,
Scary.
hi.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Tango?
Oh,
What?
the freak of nature? Tangle?
Oh, Tango.
Yeah.
Tango.
I don't like Tango that much, but I understand why people like Tango.
Same.
Tango's because of her, like, she's the one that gives hope, in a way.
Maybe that's
She's
why I
like,
don't
you
like
can
her.
do it. You can do it.
You want me
Sonic."
a Sonic?
That and her tail that stretches and rubber bands. It's just not
Yeah.
normal. It's like
It must not be healthy.
yeah, that's it.
Just take Tango, but put her in an Indiana Jones outfit and have her crack her tail like a whip.
It's just as gross as making a fox fly.
Ugh. How does it even work?
I know, right? There's no.
Oh, no. We don't question our biology, okay?
It's a little late for that. How do I poop?
Morbin biology's cracked.
So
Why don't we have toes?
also not to go on another big tangent, but a close runner-up for IDW was Kit because of his water aesthetics. But now because of a joke I made last night, I can't unsee the fact that he's just the Sonic version of Super Mario Sunshine Mario.
Oh, you just now notice this?
Because
God.
he's essentially got Flood.
Yeah,
It's a better Flood if anything.
but does it talk?
He talks. He's just really
No.
shy.
No, the flood device. Does his
He's smart.
talk?
He's. I don't know.
Then it's not superior.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be better if it doesn't talk because there's just sometimes.
Like I said, it's Baja Blast Tails.
Oh,
gonna
he's
order taco.
delicious.
I'm gonna order Taco Bell now. It's their fault.
Didn't we just eat?
Oh boy, have fun in the bathroom then.
Welcome to my world.
I mean, I'm about to eat a foot-long chili cheese dog from Sonic. So
Let's go.
They always ship Tails and him together.
people ship him and Tails together, really?
Yeah.
That was.
I mean, that's not unheard of. There's been a lot of people that ship like Sonic and Scourge together when Scourge was like, not owned by Ken Penders.
Yeah.
So
No. We do not bring up that name in this household.
Scourge.
The forbidden word.
Yeah, but 2 forbidden words.
Oh, Ken Penders. I tweeted at him the other day. Funny enough.
Do I dare
Bruh.
ask?
Okay, because it was that tweet. He made a really ill-advised tweet. Is the nice way I'm gonna say it. Saying, "Oh, I own all these things," and I'm like, "Man, that's a hot ass take for you to make." And so I tweeted him. I was like, Okay, you realize you keep digging yourself into a deep hole every time you say stuff like this. Is it really worth making yourself that hated just so you can own fake characters that you're not making that much money off of anymore? Because you pretty
And
much you
and
have
no,
the worst art style I've ever seen in any Sonic artist.
uh, and nobody cares about your characters anyways.
Like I didn't say the art style to him, but I do actually think that the art style for his comics is, oh god.
Well,
Oh yeah, he's kind of like, what's that word? He's really entitled with his artwork, and it's just like, eh.
Dude, there's a beaver coming on the freaking Butch Hartman of the freaking community, I swear.
well,
Yeah.
someone
If
just
anything, he wrote most of the he did the writing. He didn't draw a lot, if I remember.
It's just I get mad at him because he claims things he has no right to claim. And like he tried to claim Shade one time.
Oh yeah, the fucking Sonic Rivals skin.
You were
No,
sort
no,
of.
no, like the character from fucking Chronicles.
Oh Shade. I'm sorry. I was thinking of what's Shard. That's what I was thinking of.
No, no, no. He was trying to claim like Shade the Echidna from the
I know. I
RPG game.
got two characters mixed up because they both start with Shard, Shade, same thing.
Yeah, so
How
many
big-
S's.
Like he really can't claim Shard either because Shard's just another Metal Sonic.
well,
That's what I was saying. I was saying Shard is a is the Sonic Rivals skin. They just made into a character. But I like getting sidetracked. I just got mixed up by the names.
and I would like to backpedal because I've late at noticing this. Trixie in the on my Twitch says, I think it said that both Kit and Surge are flesh and bone, just programmed with bells and wiring.
Also, Layman's in my chat and he said, yeah, today he tried to show off his copyright details, and Shade wasn't in there.
Ha!
Yeah.
Someone meant like this was mentioned months ago though. I think it was last year he tried to, or it was a couple years ago. It's just in the past he did try to claim Shade, but now he's just like he's getting like he's claiming echidnas as like all the echidnas as a race, and I'm like,
He did the
hello,
same with bees.
Scientific biology.
like nature would like to talk to you, Mr. Penders.
Yeah, he did that. He did that with the echidnas, and then he's like, I also own all the bees, including Charmy. It's like, no.
Oh yeah, that's why they had to give Charmy the funny brain damage because Penders owns like half of the kingdom or whatever. Who's Charmy's wife's name again? Sapphire? Is that her name?
Yes,
That
but
sounds about right.
Sapphire?
the damage was
I
because Sega said he has to be a child.
Yeah. Since if I remember, the Japanese had different age compared to, I think I don't know if it was Archie or Fleetway. I think it was Fleetway because in the Fleetway comics, he was considered a prince or whatever. He was like 16 or something. But then like
Wasn't
in the
SPO also a prince?
I don't remember.
I don't even know anymore.
But
Someone once told me he was like the prince of like a ninja clan or something like that.
He is in a ninja clan, but I don't remember anything about that. Then again, I don't really pay
that was
attention
kind
to
of
him.
boring to be honest.
Yeah.
I remember the Ninja Clan thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're just so characters that even to this day that we know little to nothing about backstory-wise. And don't even get me started on the freaking rude system, especially.
Yeah, there's
More,
going to be like people that like certain characters, and then the ones like, who's that character?
more from Layman. He says she and Sonic Chronicles are covered under copyrights for Julius, the Dark Legion, and various stories featuring Enerjack and the Dark Legion. He also
the
said
thing-
he posted a tweet for us all. Where'd you post that, Layman?
Oh yeah, if I remember, I think Sonic Chronicles is canon. So because I also it's from the encyclopedia. And I actually just bought the encyclopedia the other day, but Sonic Chronicles is like something about canon. And no one's like, haha, take that, Ken Penders, you dummy.
Oh yeah, Layman did post a tweet that I responded to. Like click that link. It's like all the things he claimed are on there, and it's quite a list.
Yeah, I need to see
Like,
this.
He like the first
list.
thing is listed. He's claiming Knuckles.
Ah!
Like how Like, Knuckles has been in Sonic games since what, 93, 92?
That is funny. That is a funny joke right there.
Oh, I see the
Archim-
link
Arch-
now.
Archimedes, Edmund, Dimitri, Enerjack.
Enerjack.
Enerjack's just Knuckles.
No,
And
Enerjack's more of
a
a
freaking title. It's a title.
yeah. It's more of a concept than a character. The Dark
Block.
Legion.
Chief, the Chief Magistrate.
I think that might be another Echidna. Basically, if it's Echidna, he created them.
The Dark Legion,
Thank you for the
Ra-
head pass, by the way. Hold on.
Kragok, Jilisu, Saber. I don't know who Saber is, or Hawking. There's a lot of these characters I don't know. Or
Again,
Lore.
I think a lot of these are Echidnas. I know Saber, Julie Sue, Hawking are Echidnas, probably from Nicole's own bloodline.
Like, here's the reason I do have a problem. Is he's got such a bad reputation, and a lot of people don't like him. So how is he even
Right.
really benefiting from these anymore?
No.
Like,
I think he's just entitled. He thinks his work is superior, and he's gonna constantly think that way. He's in a way like brainwashed with his characters now.
Well, I mean, like he's not entirely wrong though, because he did make Scourge, and everyone loves Scourge.
He
But-
helped to write Scourge.
Right. So I'm
Yeah.
like, but at the same time, it's like when you make 500 characters, at least one of them's gonna be good eventually, right?
Yeah, he tried to, if I remember, he tried to claim the green design of Scourge, but he
But-
doesn't own the green design of Scourge.
He made Evil Sonic, the one with the sunglasses and the
Yeah,
leather
he
jacket.
owns the funny little blue man, the little blue leather jacket Sonic. He owns that,
Yeah.
but he doesn't own the green one.
Imagine trying to own a system of color.
Yeah.
Copyright the
When-
Sonic blue color.
there was this one comment when I first saw this tweet that made me laugh. Like someone literally said Scourge is free, baby, and then he went, "You wish."
Man.
He's just
Speaking
super
of,
butthurt about the whole Surge thing.
Mm.
That's why he's making a big deal about Scourge.
oh yeah, and speaking of Scourge, you guys don't remember about that one Scourge card that came. Oh hey, thank you for the raid, Sanaya. Thank you for the raid. Holy crap!
Are we talking about the because there was like a little party or whatever that they were gonna make a Scourge comic. It was just gonna be
Yes, that.
Scourge, but it
Yes, that.
backfired terribly.
Yep. That is
It got
exactly what I'm
canceled.
talking about.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the raid love. Oh gosh, booby cult. Boobs.
Oh,
Anyway, that's enough about Penders before
Agreed.
Rufus gets angry.
Yeah, please, please.
All right, so
Yeah, back into the dungeon you go, Penders.
what is okay? So where can we go from here? I guess we go to everybody's favorite arc from both or one or the other.
art?
You mean favorite art from?
Arc.
I mean,
Art.
Oh,
Like,
art.
art.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
tough
that's-
one.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
really
very
have
tough.
one, so I'll go last. I'll just pull one on my
Like,
butt.
because when I think of Archie, it's hard to pinpoint what arc I like. But I would say the most recent one, I like the arc where they introduced Breezy, when that kind of thing went on. I thought it was
Breezy
an interest-
Breezy
Yeah.
Breezy looks and sounds interesting.
I just like the arc. How what was it? It was something to do with a contract, and then like it turned to like a fighting ring with all these. They brought back the Sonic Fighters reference, but the thing was really cool was they brought back a character from the what was the Sonic Adventure cartoon, because she got a total redesign, and they also introduced Honey back into the to the thing too, so they could do
Honey-
the whole Sonic the Fighters thing.
Honey's facial reactions and facial expressions in Oscars were great.
Yeah. And for my side of the IDW, I've grown to attach to the Zombot because of the Zeddies alone. I liked how that they were written. So
Yeah. You know,
I
yeah. If any, sorry.
Judas has heard my opinions about the Zombark. I don't think it's terrible, but it was really hard for me to enjoy it because,
there was a lot of plot holes. I'm not gonna lie about that. There's a lot
like,
of things that
I have
need fixing.
I have three
Mm.
problems with it. It was like the plot holes, like you said, the pacing just felt weird, and I felt like it dragged on forever when it was like current.
Yeah, the thing too that a lot of people love to bring up with the Zombot arc is the introduction of Shadow.
Oh, Shadow I usually don't give a shit about Shadow, but Shadow
It
got done dirty.
He got done
Yeah.
dirty, but the
Yeah,
thing was, it wasn't Ian Flynn's fault. They had because the Mister Evil Man who's in the dungeon right now. They had to create Sega had to create strict rules with these characters, and the thing is, Ian Flynn he doesn't like doing the whole thing, but he has to work with it in a way. So he has to write these characters with the strict deadlines, those strict guidelines that Sega gives to him. So it's not really
yeah.
his fault. He even admitted in something that he doesn't like doing like these guidelines. He wished he could do like what he had the freedom with Archie, but you know.
But the higher ups, they don't take care of them as long as they want them deadlines done. It's the same thing with Shonen Jump, almost, which they always like tend to rush their comic or manga writers trying to catch like certain due date or stuff, and it's just sad because because you're not like giving them a time to allow to write the story properly, you know. And
Yeah.
and when it's rushed, but it's like people can will easily tell if that's rushed.
Yeah. It's just it like what Axel said, it pad out for a little bit too long and it just got to the point where everyone was getting fed up with it. But like if you look besides that, it's okay. It's just it needs some little cleanup.
A
Yeah.
lot of people who had like favorites in the comics, it became a game where it's just like, oh no, how long until my favorite character gets turned into a Zamba? Because at a point, it did feel like everyone's going to turn into a Zamba,
They
and
did.
I think it was around the time Vanilla got turned into one.
Yeah, everybody did turn to a Zombot. There was especially the part where Eggman almost got turned to a Zombot because of Froggy.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh,
Right at
that
the
scene.
end.
Oh man, definitely one of a big more
The
emotional
reason why
moments.
I also like the Zombot was because Eggman was like, I'm gonna, because he was Tinker, and then he came back as Eggman, as he remembered, and it was like he was so full of himself. He was like, this is like the best thing I've ever created, but turns out he couldn't control it. So
Mm,
it kind of got over hit on his head about it, and he had to work with them until he backstabbed Dr. Starline because he didn't want to follow like what he was giving like direction of. Like
mm-hmm.
Starline gave advice, and he was like, "I don't need you. I don't need your advice," and be gone.
Eggman,
Mm,
well, yeah, but at least it was a character breaking. Like, it's not against Eggman to like turn. I wouldn't say turn, but it is against him to like be aggressive and harsh to people he's working. Because
No, he's like no, he was just entitled. He was like, "I don't need your advice," in a way.
Yeah, but he's also. I guess he does tend to lash out against people he does work with. Like, I guess another example is let's use the crossover actually as a good example, the Mega Man crossover. Because remember when Wily tried to kill off Doc no when Eggman tried to kill Dr. Light and Wily
Mhm.
fucking turned on him for that. What
mm,
Eggman really judged him for that because
mm,
in all defense, it would have been a smart move for them to get rid of Dr. Light in that comic if you guys have seen that comic. But because he made an objectively smart move, that's when he turned on Wily, and that's when the two started to fall apart.
mm.
I also think Eggman's just a colder villain than most of the other people he works with. Like
Mhm.
he's not afraid to take that deep step forward that needs to be taken.
That
Yes,
deep step
I would
forward into the
agree.
poop.
Eggman and the Archie, he was more of a threat, but like with the timeline with IDW, they have to work with the guidelines, like I said. So also with the writing, so Eggman's just been he's always been kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
I mean, but that's just his character.
yeah, that's
Also,
the thing.
to go deal it back slightly, people in my chat are also saying that the reason why Shadow had what he had happen was because of Sega. So they agree, obviously, that it
Yes,
wasn't. It's not
Mm.
the writer's
that's what I
fault.
said. That's what I
It's
said.
just.
Yeah.
It was
It's
Sega. It
just.
was their guidelines because Mister Evil Man, who's in the dungeon right now.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's just like people who get mad at Ian Flynn don't really get that Sega does fund and call all the shots for the comics.
Yeah.
Because in the
So
end, they're working for a company. The people writing the comic are working for a company, and this company is giving them strict guidelines what they want in the comic. So the writers have to work with what they have. They can't go off with what Archie or when Archie was doing it. What Sega didn't care what they did. That's why we had all these crazy ass arcs about everything. But when it came to IDW, they had to be strict with what Sega wants because they don't want another Ken Pender situation.
And that's why we have all these extra characters like Starlight and Whisper. So they can do
Yep.
things.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the truth of the situation. Like I bet if Ian Flynn did have all the creative liberty in the world, Shadow would have been handled a lot better and lasted a lot longer. Because while I don't like Shadow and while I hate Shadow, I will at least give Shadow credit that it's in his character to use a little bit of strategy and not just go in
Yeah.
like in the middle of the fray where he knows that one touch is gonna mean that's the end of his run.
That's
Yeah.
why at the end of that arc where everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we're finally back to normal." Shadow's the only one that's like, "I'm not gonna stick around and fix things. I'm gonna go after after Eggman." And before he escapes, like, "Hey, there's someone who thinks tactically," and unfortunately for him, Eggman was thinking tactically as well.
Just imagine how annoying it would be if Shadow did get infected, but he did what he had to do what Sonic did and just run. Then you just have two losers running around for the whole.
That's what Rue suggested. Rue is like, you have to no, Sonic said you have to run and then Shadow's like, I ain't running, I ain't a bitch.
Sounds like every scout man I played with in TF2 back when I did Highlander. Every time they would just like go along. It's like I can fight them, and then he gets exploded, and then it's like, well,
Yeah.
The end.
The thing I kind of wish what they did with Shadow when he turned to a zombie, I wish he was more of a threat
Yeah.
because like
yeah,
he
like if you're gonna have him turn, utilize him.
The
yeah.
ultimate life form as a
Like
robot
Because
zombie
like
thing.
in the end, it's legit like Sonic. He has the same somewhat abilities as Sonic. It would have been a scary threat that Sonic would have to like fight off, where our Shadow was attacking like his friends or something. But you know, he just was a regular zombie at the end of the day. He was
He just growled more.
boring.
That was it.
Yeah, he was
I
just
guess
Pretty
boring.
much.
I,
Pretty much.
I guess the one argument you could make is like they are zombies.
Yeah, but if you also think about like, sorry, I'm getting like off track, but like if you think about Resident Evil, the zombies usually mutate and they become more of a threat.
Mm.
So
Like, but
like that,
I feel like if they did make better use of him and he was able to use all his abilities and all that,
Game
yeah,
over.
it would have been less
Yeah.
controversial
Yeah.
because
yeah,
it's
like
less
he,
because it's less Shadow getting fucked over and more Shadow is a ginormous obstacle
yeah,
for them
like
to overcome, other than him just being a mindless
normal.
zombie that's just walking forward, going and crying
Right.
Yeah,
away.
because Vector
Right,
also
because
turned
imagine.
too, and they didn't utilize what he could do.
Yeah. Yeah, but also, but Eve, imagine like his how actually like took off like his freaking inhibitor rings during that part, bruh.
Yeah, like I don't mind. Like again, if you're gonna have these people turn, let them like just. I hate to make this comparison because it's really cringy, but who watched Naruto Shippuden?
No.
I have.
You know the fucking like you know when they all the dead people who died through the series get resurrected.
Oh yeah, because the reanimation jutsu. Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Utilize that. Like, or at least make a villain character control them all and utilize what they can do. Because then that makes more sense. That's a little bit better storytelling. That's a better plot point.
And not only that, but it'll also make like the Civ with Drace all the more dangerous, because because instead of like being like completely minus, like so like they still have some form of like a sentience about their own like powers and stuff, depending on who they are.
Yeah. Like again, I don't mean to be mean to IDW. IDW does a good job with what they have,
Mm-hmm.
but their writing needs a little bit of work.
Yeah, but it's all just about some time at the end of the day.
Yeah. Okay,
Uh,
so Judas's favorite is the Zombat from IDW. You don't got one from Archie?
I already mentioned it was the breezy fight
Oh,
club thing
oh
Mm.
yeah. I need to read into that because a lot of the people I talk to use a lot of reaction images from that thing, so I should look that up at some
because
point.
everybody sims her for honey.
hmm,
Um,
hmm.
Honey's okay. I mean, she's got aesthetics.
Yeah, I know. I know he has a big fan base.
Yeah. We'll go to Razor next. Razor, what are your favorite arcs?
That is a tough one. What was it? I don't really have one in the IDW because they haven't really had a chance to do a whole lot yet.
There's
Uh,
not a lot of IDW. There's like what, 5 arcs maybe at best.
and some of them are peacetime boring stuff. But like, I'm trying to remember. In the Archie ones, it was probably the Egg Grape Vineyard arc. Because characters died a lot.
Hmm.
I want to point out. Hey,
I'm sorry,
I
which
want
part are we talking about? Like the egg? What?
The
Can you
egg,
just like give me like a small
the
like bio about what that is, so I can just remember?
the
to interrupt here and point out that his favorite arc involves people dying.
It's more it's
Yes, because
grim
he's
dark.
evil.
It's grim dark. I like it. But
Yeah.
no, basically, I, it kind
But
of
the one I
starts.
mentioned earlier, where Eggman just destroys everybody, and they have to like make like another civilization in a way.
Yes.
Mm.
Basically, what happened? It starts off with SBO being blasted by Eggman. Uh, because SBO saw like the files or something, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta warn everyone." And zap. Nope. If you read it, you would know they have no chance of survival. And Eggman
Mm.
just goes on this huge rampage, just zaps everyone. And it turns out he's not, because when he zaps them, it looks like he vaporizes them. But
Mm.
no, the twist is he didn't kill them. He teleported them into these basically the Matrix, but you're not asleep and you're all being used as batteries, having your life drained to power his machines. There's also some toxins inside these balls of grapes that you're floating in. Have fun with that.
Is
Several
that
characters died.
what's the
Some of
thing
them
with
got damaged beyond repair.
Charmy?
Yep, that's where Charmy,
Okay,
because that was one
then
of the
that makes sense.
restrictions. Yeah, that was one of the restrictions Sega dropped on to Archie. They said, "Hey, Charmy's not supposed to be an adult. He's supposed to be a child. Fix it." And
Mm.
even the writer, after he made it, said, "I really should have handled this better because what he did was have Charmy get hit so hard with the power drain and the chemicals that it literally gave him brain damage to the
Yeah,
point
these
where
labels
he
ain't
Uh,
shit. Eggman turns dumb.
yeah
uh,
Eggman
Not gonna lie, that would be a much more tragic story for
it
Charmy.
it is it's a very tragic story because he never recovers. He has permanent
Mm.
brain damage. His girlfriend, fiance, whatever it was, is trying to take care of
Charmaine.
him. Yeah, and she's trying to take care of him, and he doesn't grasp the situation because he's broken, and then she dies, not from the egg grapes, and he just doesn't fully grasp it. But back to the egg grape thing, it's just like there were a few other characters. I know some echidnas died in there, um, but like after it was all said and done, uh, that's where Nicole started to shine, she or really showed her stuff too, because she basically found a way to rip everyone out of the vineyards and teleport them back to safety. And at the same time, because Eggman got everyone, all the villains such as Mammoth Moogle, Knack the Weasel, and others, they too were in these vineyards. And when they got zapped out, she just immediately zapped them into jail. Like, nope, you don't get freedom. You get to go into a new cage. But no, just the sheer amount, because the toxic chemicals, he didn't need them in the grapes, but he did it anyway for fun. He's like, for kids.
Oh man,
like, that's
I was. I want to say that because I know a lot of people saying Sonic album is like too much child friendly when that it needs to get dark again.
Yeah. The other arc, I'm not really sure which arc it was, but it was later, and it's not that good of an arc, but I like it for what it was. It was the other form of maturity. Basically, it was politics. The king wanted to be king. Other people like, maybe we should have something else other than a monarchy. The skunk guy, Saint George or whatever his name is an
John.
agent. Yeah, John.
Joffrey?
Joffrey, yeah.
George.
He does some underhanded things saying he's working for the king. Turns out he's actually working for a different king. Just a lot of espionage, backstabbing, political things. I'm like, oh look, the comic grew up with its audience. First we're doing slappy comedy, Three Stooges stuff, and now we're talking politics, espionage, and assassination attempts. Lovely.
Back when the series had the balls to dive in that deep. Pause on all of that.
Pretty much you furry.
Alright, Overlord says, I feel Sega just needs to find the right balance is all.
Yeah, that could be said with a lot of things, though.
Yeah, that could still be a lot of things. It can't be just Sega. A lot of things have changed due to time frame of, because back then, who cares? Like, but now, like, certain things need to be strict on things. Can't be how it was back then. So it's just
Yeah, I do feel like, and I feel like I'm right in my assumption for like the rest of your guys' choices before we go on. That it's gonna be easier for you guys to pick moments from Archie that are your favorites as opposed to IDW
Well, I grew up with
for
Archie, so
for two reasons. Like one, like Razor said, it's like older, but two, it was more darker. IDW doesn't feel dark. It feels
nah.
like you would find on today's like cartoons.
There's
to be honest,
Or it's like,
IDW feels like it could be a spin-off of a game.
yeah.
I've been saying for like the longest time, is that they really need to make a game based off of IDW. Like it doesn't have to be fully canon or not, but just have like a fully fleshed out game with the IDW cast, and people will buy it.
I mean, they were saying that back in Archie days too. But there's a third reason.
Another thing I feel about IDW is a lot of the cast just look like fan characters.
Yeah.
Granted, like a lot of them are fan characters,
there are fan characters in it.
like Chibi Janhen's characters. There's a lot of them in there.
Oh yeah.
There's
Like,
a lot of
like-
reference characters too, like Miraculous Ladybug characters and other stuff.
Yeah, like I'm not like I don't hate it, but it is like something I point out. Like I have said like a lot of negative taken things about IDW, but it is because I care. So it's not like I hate them, but I
hate
am like,
you because I care.
like I'm passionate enough about Sonic comics and like and how the direction of Sonic comics can go, and that's why I'm as like crucial to the comics as I am. Like that's why I'm so critical about them.
I mean, hey, nothing wrong with kind of constructive criticism.
The there's also a third reason for why Archie might be seen as the preferred one. It's simply because there's more of it, partly because of the age. But even if they were out at the same time, IDW has like 50 or so comics. Archie has well over 200. So
Well, if you think about it now, like Sonic wasn't really aimed to anybody back in the day. But now since the overflow of children, Sega turned their audience to children in a way with Sonic. So like back then it didn't matter. Like with old Sega like in the 90s, it didn't matter. But then slowly, gradually, it started getting overpopulated with children. So Sega was like, we need to turn our market to children so we can get, in a way, more views.
and not only that, but like if you know your market's being targeted by children, you don't want to do something that'll upset that, especially the parents.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, about that numbers because, and I think from the same thing will definitely apply to Pokemon as well. But it's that they will focus too much, like on them, on like the current gen of children that they like, that oftentimes they forget about like the older readers, like the ones that grew up with Sonic from a much earlier time, you know. And I
Oh
just
yeah,
wish
that's
some, and I just wish some that they can like sort of incorporate ways that would
I've also
please
noticed that with
both sides.
Pokemon was like back then didn't matter, but then like gradually it changed its shift and it became a lot more easier with the games. For an
Yeah.
example, like X and Y, and I because of X and Y, I didn't give a shit about Sun and Moon.
Hmm.
It took me a bit to get back into into Pokemon, and then I played Sword and Shield, and I was like, "Damn, this is easy," because it's not. It wasn't to my demographic anymore.
Yeah. Not gonna
Man,
lie. Yeah. Not gonna lie. When I played with Sword and Shield, I didn't lose once.
Sword and Shield ruined me on Pokemon. Like,
Yeah,
okay, so I wasn't in Pokemon for a while. I kind of played X and Y. It was like, okay, this is okay. And then um, Ruby out, Ruby out, the Ruby Sapphire remakes. I was like, okay, because I didn't grow up with Ruby and Sapphire, and I tweeted online many years ago like, wow, this game kind of sucks, and everybody got mad at me for that. But then
yeah, I agree. I don't like that game
Mm.
at all.
Sun and Moon came out, and I love Sun and Moon actually.
Yeah, I
Mm.
just got bored with that, to be honest. Like Sun and Moon, I didn't even get to finish Sun and Moon because
Granted,
of how bored I was.
Sun and Moon had a lot of like Pokemon with aesthetics that I love. Like if you paid attention to some of the art I have for my stream, I love Primarina. Primarina is like one of my favorites.
Mm.
Also, the fairy type Pokemon are very nice to like look at sometimes.
Mm.
And not to mention, I do like islands and oceans and stuff. So the aesthetics were there, and I thought the storytelling was like decent enough. Granted, the story got weird. Sun and Moon was weird.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
play
the
Pokemon.
fucking like the fucking part where the fucking jellyfish fucking took over that lady's body, and I was like, what the
Oh yeah.
fuck?
Oh, that's a kink, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was like, I
I
don't
mean, don't forget, it's Japan we're talking
like
about. They are
So
known
it's
for their kinks.
so
I was
all
playing
of it's
that,
a
and I was
kink.
like, so I was playing it, I was like, I don't want to be in my body anymore.
Uh,
Stop.
Convert to squid.
Shut, shut up, Banana Man.
I see enough tentacle hentai to know where it's going as I curled a friend of mine.
But no, I think Sun and Moon was like a really good game. I think it was the last good game, honestly. And I'm trying to get Brilliant Diamond and the other one, and it's so hard for me to get into it after Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield just felt like I was having my hand held the whole time.
Yeah, pretty
Mm.
much. Because it even shows you like, oh, you can do this one, but it won't be super effective. And it's just like
Like,
I don't
it's
I
like
don't
by the
even
time
know.
like by the time the end of the game came, I one shot at everything was miraculous that I had a level 100.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, and then the DLC is weird. I want to know why is it I can only have my Pokemon follow me on the DLC islands? That just doesn't make sense to me because that was an in-game
Yeah.
feature in Soul Silver, which again, that's another crowd favorite that I think a lot of people will agree is one of the best ones.
Hmm.
And also the fact that some Pokemon, even to this current day, still can't be brought into the game, like Seal and Dugong. those are Gen 1 Pokemons, and they're not allowed to play the game.
So I have a question.
What?
What is Kizuna's favorite arcs? To get back
yeah.
on topic, because that is not at
Yeah.
all Sonic.
Yeah, what I was about to say.
We still need to do Q and Kizuna, so Kizuna, do yours, and then we'll do Q.
All right. Now in terms of Archie, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I would have to choose the beginning. Because personally, Vamil was what introduced me into the Archie comics in the first place. And it was the first Sonic comic that I owned. So I would say like everything from Sonic the Hedgehog at the beginning, from like the origins with like Uncle Chuck and everything, and how robotic started to like roboticize everything because compared to Eggman now, who just wants to build like Eggman Land. I thought so. Like the whole concept of actually taking like living people and turn them into robots. I thought that was like terrifying.
See, you like the grim dark too.
I mean,
Yeah.
if it's a well written, then yeah, like I don't mind like a serious story if it's done right. But yeah, like I was saying, the whole like concept of like the roboticizing like everybody from is I think it's a lot more terrifying than just like simply taking over the world on just my turning like everywhere into like Eggman Land or so. But anyways, I also like it's a more like a chill or slice of life aspects to it, such as like getting introduced to the rest of the freedom fighters and whatnot. But I would say if I had to choose like an art outside of it, I would have to choose was like the final battle be between Sonic and regular Robotnik, where Robotnik like freaking dies in like a freaking some explosion, and that's how we get like current day Eggman. And not to mention find out the origins of like not just Robotnik, but like pretty much the history of like Mobians and Outlanders as a whole.
Yeah, that was kind of funny watching the writers juggle some of that sometimes, especially when Station Square was a thing in the games. Like, oh,
Yes,
but we just said all the humans left.
That's the thing with like Sega and like any storytelling. It's like they lack consistency.
Yeah.
I think the biggest inconsistency they have is where they stand on humans in the storyline. Especially it's like even like when it comes to like their appearances, like this can go to the games as well. But look at Sonic 06 humans and then look at the humans in Unleashed.
Yeah.
Well, what's supposed to happen is that there's supposed to be two different worlds, one of the Mobians and one of the humans. And
Wasn't that Sonic X?
no, that's what it's supposed to be in general, but
with the whole
no one
Sega
seems to
thing.
follow it.
Yeah.
The whole how one world is like humans live here, but other South Island, and it's just like okay.
Yeah, and
I would just rather have a world where just Mobians, to be honest.
that's why Unleashed had a very human-like setting, even if everything was cartoony, and that's why Forces was had very unique structures and stuff because they were trying to push the idea of two different worlds.
I mean, with Unleashed, it's over to the point where the characters are exaggerated that fit into Sonic's world.
Right. It's more of a character design thing, but I meant more so of the land itself, like the structures, not exactly the character design.
The architecture
design can be different. Yeah. The architecture and the background stuff.
Yeah.
I was just enlightened about something on my end.
What?
You have
Nobody
Taco
could hear
Bell?
you guys. No, nobody could hear you guys up till now, and I just like, what the fuck happened?
Wait, what?
And I had my fucking desktop audio muted. I forgot.
So that's been muted for about.
You hate to see it.
I'm actually so mad
Actually,
right now.
you hate to hear it.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Exactly.
No.
But no, I don't because you've been muted for an hour and a half.
God damn it. That means I
Yeah.
don't. That means I don't have shit to upload. That's upsetting.
Well, I mean, if anything, you could try and somehow like take the audio for one of our streams and try
I might try
I-
that. Yeah.
match it into
I'll see
yours.
if
I-
anybody's okay with
I-
that. But
I-
we'll
I-
sort that later.
I
We can sort that
am
later.
I
Yeah.
am recording this, so there's that too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Alright. We'll sort that
nice.
later.
Yeah, so
Alright.
if possible, I'd
terms-
be able to give it to you.
I'm so mad. I'm gonna have an angry poopy later.
gonna pull some like a freaking twit longer about the whole thing. Oh man. But anyways,
On the bright side, every time Jesus is talking, we just have banana Judas with no context.
Yeah.
No, I got proper Judas on mine.
Yeah. Anyways, in terms. Yeah. Well, in terms of IDW, not gonna lie, I think I might have to save on the zombie arc come as well. I'm sorry, I have to say that. Well, mainly be because not only what was like one of the most emotional like arcs by far, but it's also one where we actually like see one of the what's the right word more of like them puts back characters actually gives some time to sign like a cream and vanilla because bruh, when I saw read that and seeing a cream reaching out to Moses, oh the most it's so like I was like, it's about time from that day actually give respect to like the other cast of characters. And also seeing Wisp was like pissed off and actually wanted to like kill Eggman.
Oh yeah,
It-
because what they did to Tangled.
yeah, Tango. But also like I don't know if this counts as like a main arc, but I also like the little Whisper of a Tango mini arcs. Or that series just seeing those two together because it was like one of the first arcs that we got where we actually focused on like the newer cast and actually like expand more on the whole world building aspects of the IDW comics. So yeah, that was nice. That. Yeah. I just wish that's going forward, like with imposter syndrome now. I just hopeful that it can live up to its hype.
Since
It also-
Imposter Syndrome is probably going to be short like the other spin-offs,
Mm,
since it is a spin-off technically, and it's supposed to give what's going on with these characters, like what Tangled Whisper spin-off did and what the Bad
Yeah.
Guy spin-off did.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, like I don't mind like the more little slice of life aspects some song because we always like see like the accent parts of it. And I've learned from like watching other like slice of life series that from that there's nothing wrong with just taking a step back and actually learning more about them characters as we read through the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We could also revisit the comic topics in like about a month or two and see how far imposter syndrome goes and have like a whole thing dedicated
Oh
to
yeah.
I
that.
think
I would love to
Imposter
revisit.
Syndrome Part 2 came out today, so I think we can all get into that.
Like I
Yeah.
think I feel like maybe a week or two after Easter there'd be like enough out about that to like
Yeah.
have a really in-depth conversation about that.
Let me look.
Hmm. What
Um
is up, Mo?
what while he does that, I think it's Q's turn now.
Yep.
For his segment.
I really haven't any favorites right now. I'm way behind. I'm still on zombie art.
Oh. You could pick a
Which
favorite.
arc?
You could pick a favorite like part, I guess.
I would choose later as I catch up. But
What?
now I had none.
Is it just like really hard to pick?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Mhm.
Um, I don't really have a favorite IDW part. I do have some parts I like. I thought okay, fuck it. For IDW, the thing with Super Neo Metal Sonic was neat. I thought that was a good way to kick off the series.
Mm.
Although I think it started up a little too strong. Because, like, the comic starts and it's like, boom, Neo Metal Sonic. Here you go. And like, alright, slow down. It was still good, though. That was, like, a good start to IDW.
Mm.
And Archie...
Mm.
Ever,
Mm.
ever, everybody who knows me can pretty much guess what my favorite...
Also, yes,
Hmm.
part 2 of Imposter Joe came out today.
Oh, yeah, I've been seeing, like, a bunch of comic clips, so,
Here, I'll just send the link or something.
yeah, we'll be looking into that. Alright, so, Neo Metal Sonic for IDW, and then... anybody who knows me pretty much is going to guess what my favorite Archie thing is. It's the crossover.
Because of
Mm.
Mega Man.
Honestly, the crossover was handled really nicely.
Mm. I personally didn't read much of the Mega Man crossover, but I did hear it was really good.
It was really good, and honestly, Wily and Eggman worked together really well until Robotnik tried to kill Dr. Light. Which did pretty much the way that broke down was fucking Wily's like, you can't kill Thomas. I want to humiliate him, not kill him. And then that's when they started fighting. But no, fucking what Eggman tried to do? He took Dr. Light and just dropped him out of the blimp, and then fucking
Let
Proto Man
gravity
who
do
was
the
riding,
work.
and then Proto Man who was riding Rush at the time, or no, it was his Tails saved him, and then yeah, just Eggman's like, well, I want you dead. So see that ground that's like a million miles below us?
Yeet.
You're about to be intimate with it. Just opens the cargo door, just drops them. And I'm like, all right.
Like, why not? Gravity is a thing.
Why not, Ivo? Why not? Which, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Dr. Eggman's a better villain than Wily.
Indeed.
Like, Wily's just a petty case villain. Dr. Eggman sees the bigger picture. He thinks more long term.
I did see the one crossover at the end when they were defeated. Wily's like, well, okay, time to accept our defeat with grace. And Eggman's like, screw that. All systems charged full ahead. Like, no, don't do that.
Man, we got yeah, but you gotta give Eggman a credit though. He doesn't know when to give up compared to the other villains.
Tenacity.
The only thing that ruined it was Sonic. Not their plans, just the comic. Because towards the end, right? They have like the big show up between like Sonic and Mega Man versus like Metal Sonic and Bass, the big rival characters. And Sonic says like the most predictable cringe ass line I've ever heard when he's about to like Bass is in the air, he's about to just slam Bass in the ground, and then he goes, "Time to drop the bass." And like, shut up, fuck you, you're stupid.
You know what the worst part about Sonic the Hedgehog is?
Everything.
Sonic.
Yeah.
There's also another funny part because the plot of the crossover was basically everybody's turning into what was called roboticized masters. So basically, Sonic, no, not Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Rose, no, why did I say that? Amy, Blaze, and Silver, and Shadow, and the others were turned into like they were roboticized, but in a style that looked like Mega Man bosses, if you know what I mean. Like, go to Google and type up Tails Man. I think you might be able to find it.
Tails Man.
I knew they made
Yeah, let me actually do that as
Tails
well.
Man, Rouge Woman.
Rouge
Tails,
Man.
oh my gosh.
I'm gonna Google that myself to make sure you don't find anything like creepy.
Alright, Tails Man.
Okay, yeah, it's like the first result. Like-
you get like a high 4K super real Tails man.
Let me see.
Tailsman was actually the only one that looked good.
Mega Man Tails.
No, just
Let
type
me
just
see.
type Tailsman. That's all you need to type.
Oh, I see a whoa. Not gonna lie, when I first saw that picture, I thought of a freaking Krillin. Because of the head.
But no, but so that's generally the concept they all went for, and so
And Rouge
and so and so they break in, trying to
Ooh.
steal some shit. So I forgot how it happens. They run into each other. Mega Man and Sonic run into each other, and then because Mega Man's a robot, Sonic's like, I'm like, God, Eggman made another robot. Time to fucking beat him. But really, he got led on by a fake Mega Man that was supposed to be evil. And then they start fighting, and then they eventually are like, wait, you didn't kidnap my friends? No. Wait, you're not trying to kill me? No, not really. You're just a jerk. And then later on, they find out that their friends got roboticized, and so through the power of plot armor,
Our
Mega,
friendship.
Mega Man finds out, oh, I could just steal their abilities and nobody turn back to normal. Because that's all Mega Man's thing. He beats a boss and he gets their ability. So he copies their ability and then it turns them back to normal. And then that leads up into a stupid joke where Shadow Man and Shadow Man, you can understand why I'm annoyed. Because there's a ninja robot named Shadow Man, and Shadow also got roboticized.
Shadow Man 2.0.
And so they beat them both.
Ultimate life form man.
And then Orbot comes in and goes, sirs, Shadow Man got defeated. And then fucking Wily goes, your Shadow Man or my Shadow Man? And then Orbot goes, yes. And then Eggman just slaps him. And Lugana and so many other motherfuckers linked this to me, and I got mad. But yeah, no, it was handled really well in the references. The little subtle references from both franchises were really, really nice. So I don't know, it's a crossover that was done right, and I felt like a lot of love and passion went into this one. It was just as a Mega Man fan and a Sonic fan, it was so, oh god, it was such a joy trip to see it. But then the second one happened and it got weird.
Yeah, so a lot of some of us see for the things that about crossovers, some that you can get so wacky with it. It's just priceless. And that's following all the consistency, some of them consistency between the universes just get thrown out the window just for all the action stuff.
Yeah. I guess we could do closing. We could do closing notes, I think. So where do we want to? What do you guys hope for IDW in the future?
For every comic you buy, you get a free coupon for ice cream.
Oh man.
And characters coming out.
For me, honest. For me, honestly, just seeing more and more world building and character development. For everybody, because I don't really care about what type of arc they would go into next, because as long as they're able to write it good, then I'm up for it.
I desire to see more Grimdark. I want to see the heroes suffer.
Tangle gets roboticized and puts them Whisper shoots up a school.
Bruh, dang.
Someone was asking about figures.
But
I mean,
think
technically, JE Animations made plushes of the characters. I'm hoping that they make a Darker Starline because I love Starline.
Yeah. When I follow this one Twitter artist that is a freaking obsessed with star lines to high in heaven.
you know what character I want to see in the IDW? I want to see Sticks.
Sticks?
Mm,
Did you say stick? Oh, you want to see sticks?
Yes.
The badger?
six. Mm,
I want to return.
You want sticks the badger turn? Mm,
To be in the IDW comic.
that'd be weird. Just it's only weird because she's a boom character.
mm,
It could be done though.
uh,
She's a wild animal. It could be she could be introduced somehow.
yeah, man. Yeah, just, yeah, not gonna lie, but Sonic Boom as a whole was pretty underrated. Cause I know like with this like Star of it was a bit slow, but then it you know like it has a very good satire, so poking for that at the like the negative aspects of the fandom.
It was
Sonic,
just the game had potential, but like Sega's strict guidelines, they weren't able to do the things that they wanted to do. But as for the show, it was just like a satire thing. Yet it was just what the writers wanted to do. They just wanted to have fun with it. They didn't care what
Hmm.
they did with it.
Yeah.
Sonic Boom, I feel like as far as the Sonic community goes, the most divided the fandom has ever been.
Mm.
Like, it's like it's such a split between people who like it and people who don't like it. Like usually it's like mostly one side,
It's
but
just the people that don't like it, they don't like change. They because if Sonic Boom was successful, there was a possibility that this Sonic could be the Sonic that we got.
Mm.
I think
Uh.
I don't like Boom because I like shows that have a plot. Meanwhile, Sonic, it's just like a whack. It's what
It's a
it's
Saturday
adventures.
morning cartoon.
Yeah, it's adventures of
Episodic.
it's adventures of in 3D form.
Mm.
Except not as funny because it can't have 90s humor.
Yeah, well, alright, Sonic Ninja 101 from my stream says, kinda felt like they had it during the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 days. But now they're trying way too hard to make the franchise appeal to kids when Sonic appealed to everyone in those days. Oh yeah, but we talked about
I
that
did bring
earlier.
that up.
Yeah.
It's more how the generations go because back then I mentioned that Sega was trying to appeal to everybody with Sonic, but as of now, people are appealing it to kids because that's how most franchises go. Like
Mhm.
we brought up Pokemon, we brought up I think we brought up some other things, but like it's just how it's gonna go. Because in the end, if you think about it, it's a video game character. Like who cares to be honest? But like since we're passionate about it, we do want change. We want to be happy with our franchise, but at the end of the day, it is a company. They can do whatever they want with it.
Easy,
If they want to
easy
appeal to
successful.
kids, they're gonna appeal to kids, and it's just how it's gonna go.
Mm.
What
Yeah,
character?
well, we just have
What
to
char-
wait and see.
What character do you
Indeed.
guys? What character do you guys hope gets more development, or do you think? Or better question, what
Hmm.
character do you think needs more development compared to the others?
Uh,
In my opinion, I think Blaze and Silver need them, so they have a reason to not keep them tucked away in another dimension slash time zone.
Yeah,
That's fair.
mm,
Yeah.
that is
mm,
fair. It's just because it just like I said earlier, they just like Silver's just there because he's just my future is bad. You gotta do something, and it's just like
Fix my
who are
problem.
you?
Here's my hot take on that. They think like time travel characters like that are like good, but really, I think like that kind of like quirk for a character is really bad, and
It's just like be
it didn't
yourself.
age well. Like it didn't work for Trunks in Dragon Ball Z. It definitely doesn't work for Silver. Like Silver's got a good design and a good personality, but then the fact that he has to be written away because he's from another time zone kind of ruins him a little bit. Like it's not enough to make him a bad character, but it does add an annoying element to him that prevents him from progressing.
yeah, I get what you're saying. I was that so right now, with Silver's like stagnant in its current state.
Yeah, like it just there's just so much preventing Silver to be a better character.
Mm.
And the same
Um,
goes for Blaze. Like there's so much you could do. It's like Blaze. especially with her being like a royalty character. Like she obviously has like a lot of tools at her disposal, but because she's in another dimension, it's like, well, she doesn't exist.
Tch.
Well, she does.
Mm.
Oh, well, you know what I mean. She does exist, but she's conveniently never around because of that reason.
Mm. I mean, me, personally, some of the characters that I want to see more with the Vela, is Whisper, and Rouge. Whisper, because I know like her prevalence arc has been with her between the Diamond Colors, so I would like to like see her and possibly along with Tango like be developed more and more to like the I don't know if it'll ever be up to the point of like the old Maji cast, but at least like it's something to where we can always like go back to in IDW and we look at these IDW kickers and they become like a pretty iconic around that point. And as a for Feruzim, I've been saying this for a while now, but I would really want to get more of Rouge's backstory because other than being a treasure hunter and supposedly like a double agent for like Sonic Adventure 2, what else do we know about her? Know what I mean?
Yeah, she's never her backstory's never been touched on in any media at all. Not in the games, not in the comics, not in anything.
Yeah. But it's like a sea is just like a bear. We don't know like what inspired her to become a treasure hunter. We
I
don't
think
know like
I
how
think
she
they
grew.
kind of do that with Sonic X.
But Sonic X, that's when it's just an anime adaptation of like the game stuff, and
But
I
you can
don't
say
think
the
it's
same
like
thing with the
fully canon.
comics. You can
Hmm?
say the same thing with the comics. That the comics are canon.
I know. I know. The only like a true canon are the games, and that's what I'm mainly talking about. But I would say like if they like could like incorporate some of the canon from the comics to the games, so well, probably then I'll definitely love to like see more of Rouge. And also, Sonic says, personally, I'm glad Boom didn't become the mainline Sonic because I felt like it wasn't the right change for Sonic. Like, I do believe it's there, but Boom wasn't it wasn't going in the right direction, more like it regressing than anything.
Hmm.
Well, if there's actually a video out there, I think by either LS Mark or his alt page, and it talks about the concept art and concept of Sonic Boom. He showed files of it, and he was showing that like the people who Red Button that were working on it, they had an idea, and it was gonna have like these other things that Sega just said no to. Like if I remember, there was gonna be like there was gonna be more of a fighting mechanic and stuff like that. But then Sega said no, and we didn't get the things that they want. And Sega was like, I want you to do this, this, and this, and but then a lot of things got brushed over. So in the end, it was more of a Sega thing again.
Hmm. Yeah. How about
But
the rest of y'all's with characters that you wish to see grow?
I feel like a lot of us are like really big fans of like characters like Whisper and Tangle, which I feel like they are getting a more than fair share of development.
yeah, I'm gonna everyone's gonna hate me because I'm so biased with the fucking Zeddies. But I saw something that Sega encourages Ian Flynn to work with Zeddies, and I want them to expand upon their
Well, yeah,
species.
because they're not just because it's the Deadly Six are just like villains, but they're like a group of villains with all like different
Mm-hmm.
I
personalities.
want them to
Which
focus on I want them to focus on the Lost Hex because there's a lot of things that are left out, and I hope they add more character, make more Zeddies. I love the Zeddies. I love their concept and everything. It's just that Sonic Lost World didn't give um more what's that word? Experience or whatnot with the world. It's just they focus on these characters, but you don't focus on the world building, so it just seems rushed. But
Are you
but if
ready
I
for
did,
Zeddy?
huh?
Are you ready for Zeddy?
Yeah, I love Zeddies so much so that I even made a Judas Zeddy.
I saw that. I thought it was a good design. I contemplated trying that, but it wouldn't make sense for my guy.
It's more the fact that like as for villains, the Zeddies stick out to me, and that's why I kind of grew attached to them.
They are different. They're way different more than just like a random movie and that's like straight to the dark side or a robot because those are done like they're like all over the place. They're kind of like a weird villain
Yeah.
standard.
Well, the thing
Whereas
is too, when Sonic Lost World happened, it was more of the fact that like the Zeddy doesn't know what the outside is, and when Eggman came, he had a console where he can control them, and so that's why they all turned on Eggman and at the end. But it's just I
what's the
hope
mind controls? Was that mind control device or like
it's a
explain
conch
how it
shell.
came?
The magic conch, it just
It's
blow
literally just a
loudly and
switch
hurts
on
their
the
ears.
conch shell, but
Magic conch.
that's what it is. But I hope in the end Sega focuses more on world building with certain characters from games that didn't get the spotlight.
Oh yeah. There's characters I want to be in IDW, but they can't.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. You could probably use like other game characters that haven't been seen either. Like there's so much you could do with Mephiles, I feel.
Yeah.
Like Mephiles is such a good concept. And what they could do, they could go more outside the box and have him take a form that's not just Shadow.
Well,
And
it is Shadow's shadow, literally.
yeah, but he is a Shadow though, but that's not what his original form is.
Yeah.
So because it's a comic and it's an alternate universe and not different from the game canon, there's like so many doors you could there's like so many things you can do with him in a new world per se. Like I don't know, like imagine a world where he copies Tail Shadow or Silvers or just anybody else.
Yeah, well, let's see. Let's see. Over from my chat says Boom definitely could have been an interesting side spin-off series, much like Sonic Rush series or Sonic Riders. However, due to fan reaction, that's not gonna happen.
Boom belongs where my grandpa
I
is
mean,
right
I
now.
mean, you know that IDW throws Easter eggs of any
Oh
Sonic
yeah.
game in there. They're gonna do that
Yeah,
no
no
matter
doubt.
what. Like they brought back the Babylon Rose because Sonic Riders.
Oh
What?
my gosh, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I would definitely love to almost see them make up a comeback. Oh my gosh, they were so cool back in the day. Like,
This guy likes Mario. Get him out of here.
right? Hey, no. What's up, John? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome. To my like Mario, yeah, this is a Sonic theme stream, but you're good.
What else do we have to talk about this? I wish I planned this out better.
I, I mean, this is our first podcast, so
How do you guys feel about the theme of robotization? I guess that's something to talk about.
I want it back.
I kind of want
I
it back, but I also don't understand like fully. It's like if you're roboticized, do you have any of your free will left? Like Bunny kind of really ruins my perception of this. I love Bunny, but I feel like because would you say she's half roboticized or more 60% roboticized?
let's just say part roboticized.
Like I feel like she's more than half because it's like her entire bottom half, like her legs, but then her arm.
Hmm.
But then like her like things like her butt, her tail, and like her size aren't apparently. Her body's weird. Like
Hmm.
she's got like really weird anatomy because of all that.
Hmm.
And I feel like they could have played around with the fact where she would lose control sometimes. So I don't know. I feel like Bunny is something that could have been explored more.
Yes,
Like she's not bad, but there's definitely untapped
Like
writing
I
They,
get the idea with the whole was robotization, but also Sonic in a way got a soft reboot in a way. So I don't even think that they focus on that anymore.
Well,
they
I
do
mean,
that. What about the thing with Sally? Didn't that happen, or was that after the reboot?
I think that was after the reboot. No,
Uh,
wait.
no,
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 yeah,
they
because
'cause
Sally got a redesign. Because I don't remember.
I mean, but I think I've already gave most of my thoughts on like the whole roboticization thing. Those that I felt that it gave it gave it made the mistake situation on trying to stop Eggman slash bonding more was more dire compared to just make everything Eggman and because you are really just not only take away their freedom but their being as a whole for my roboticizing them, you know. I feel that that is a concept bones on that. I honestly would not mind a comeback just a moment, just with like up the stakes, you know? Because can you imagine like in a Sonic game, in which Sonic like fails to like save one of his friends, and then they become like robot slaves? Can you imagine the multiple potential that would bring into the
Yes.
story?
Yes,
They
I
kind of
can.
did that with Lost World, but then like it was just as like, oh no.
Lots of no no no
That
no 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 no.
doesn't even
Listen.
count.
Listen. Oh, in Lost World, that was no freaking roboticization. That was like a taking broken parts and just like put them on was like a cheap cosplay or something. That was not no roboticization in the slightest.
Looks like I'm gonna have to robotize you.
Yeah. Don't see. RM Jager says roboticization seems to thematically similar to the Venomized series from Marvel.
What?
Oh no, but I'm just reading for someone in my chat. Hashtag rally for Shally.
Ugh,
Yes, yes,
not that. Not that cringe stuff.
I mean, I personally don't so mind like it was seeing Sally made a comeback. I just hope that it will be written right. Let's see. 'Cause I mean, yeah, but those are my thoughts on the whole thing. Anyone else has their own thoughts?
If I would see some character development or the like, it would have to be Orbot and Cubebot. Perhaps they would like to start a family or something. I have to go
someone
with
we
something so there's no Snively or Nicole
I
here.
really wish the April Fool's thing was real. The Tribot.
Uh,
Razor that your comment made me think of Sonic Blue because do you remember Sonic Blue?
Sonic Boom?
Sonic Blue
Sonic Blue?
from Sonic Blue Dudek from Second Life.
Yes.
She really loves Cubot and Orbot. She
Yes, I know.
made,
I've seen their DeviantArt. They like them a lot.
she has a really good like a really good like side head canon for them.
Yeah.
Is it
yeah.
the Armadillo Orbot and the Dog Cubot?
Yeah.
I know that.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. Olor says it would be interesting if they brought roboticization into the game series. It would at least leave a bit more of a stake and could be permanent effects for Mobians or even side characters. Eh. I mean, I don't know about permanent, but if it does like work similar to that, then yeah, it'll definitely be something interesting. Definitely from a much more of a darker tone to the story, which the current games have been lacking.
You know what they should do? They should have the three main hedgehogs, robot size, aka Sonic Shadow Silver, and just make that like a really big plot point for a lot of characters to develop.
Oh,
Because if you take out the big three, that's a big hurdle for like the rest of the cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you get it to but then again, if you remember, Fortress Sonic was apparently quote unquote torture for months, and that the rest of the Sonic heroes literally didn't do jack throughout that time.
I'll never forget when that game came out and they talked about how Sonic's being tortured for weeks, and then Amy's fucking
That's on
tortured.
USA
Yep.
One.
He's perfectly fine.
But the
What he
thing is,
should have
that
done was
wasn't.
cut his legs off.
But the thing was, that was more of America. That was not what happened in the Japan version.
But I
No, but it's
am
like one of those things
American.
you get.
It was just they were trying to make it like quote unquote edgy, but it just backfired because I'm just like, I'm just chilling.
Alright, he's just like, bruh.
But plus,
Bruh.
plus some of the robots would be like really hard to like fight. Like, yeah, there's Sonic's with speed, but then, oh, my cat's being a butt kitty. But then you got like Shadows in his entirety is kind of ridiculous. If you roboticize him with his inhibitors off, that's like utter like that's crazy. That's like a crazy like villain concept to think about. And then there's Silver with his like psychic powers, which is just again in its own right ridiculous to deal with as a villain.
Oh yeah, alright, Sorry Ninja says, as soon as you guys said that, I imagined how you could save injured civilians by healing them with your electric powers if you wanted. Maybe it could be similar. Nowhere says, yeah, maybe not permanent, but if the effects can be reversed, but at least send die for the time being. I mean, I guess that's could sort of work. But it just all depends on how they would execute it. Man, and that's what it all boils down to, execution at the end of the day. In Infamous, sorry, I'm a bit sleepy and missing out on stuff. Oh, you're good. You're good.
We are kind of like ticking towards the end though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's been
been
2 hours.
yes, it's been 2 hours
Almost
minutes. So
ours.
so let's spend like the next 10 minutes wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the question I have for all of you, we'll start with Judas and we'll go to Razor then Q then Kizuna is what side are you on? Are you on side are you enjoying IDW more or do you think Archie was just more enjoyable because of how long it's been around and IDW still has time to grow?
Okay. This is gonna get a little personal, but I've I've grown up with the Archie, and that was my introduction to becoming an artist. So I think more when I think of Archie, I think of just the memories I have with the comic. So I enjoy a little bit more of the Archie, but to me, as of currently, I think IDW has a better grasp of storytelling, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yes.
What about you, Razor?
I'm going to be biased simply because as you already know, I like the grimdark more. So,
You like the darker tones, the more
yeah.
serious tones, the more mature
So,
tones.
but that's the problem though too, because like Archie started off as slapstick, then it got dark, then it got stupid with having because they killed off Eggman at one point. So like, okay, let's deal with the problems of school. Nobody cares. Uh, and then they brought Eggman back, and then it got dark again, and then got silly again, and then dark again. It's like so. IDW doesn't have that problem. It seems pretty I don't want to say stagnated or flatlined. It seems pretty what's the word I'm looking for?
Consistent.
Yes, thank you. It seems pretty consistent. It knows what it's doing, where Archie, partly because of how long it's been running, is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's had its ups and downs. So it's really not fair to say, oh, I only like the highlights of Archie, because
Yeah.
that's just not fair. I only like the good parts of you, honey. I just ignore all the bad parts about you.
Hmm.
By the way,
that's
is your
fair.
sister available?
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, Mamayo have it to but some agree with Razor Thumb as well, because it's I would say Bum is really fair to like judge on both comics as it is now, because when Archie comics on it, Archie's on the side, Archie comics is a freaking legacy with some behind it. And with how long it's running with all the despite all its ups and downs, it is definitely an adventure to read. No matter where you start in from whatever arc. And both has its ups and down too, because with Archie, so it has a longer runtime, a lot more characters, and add a lot more time to develop set of characters. A lot of lore built into it, not kind of like the Genesis ways and stuff like that. And overall, there's just some lot more moments from that series to remember. And then you will go to YDW. It is a more fleshed out. It has better writing, a lot more consistency with its character development. Is sort of slow at the moment. So I would say I both have some of their ups and downs. So I like both for what they are for me.
So it's both.
Yes.
All right. All right. What about you, Q? Are you are you more pro IDW or more pro Archie?
IDW, of course.
IDW.
Hmm.
Okay.
The only thing I like about the RC is girls.
That's fair. And plus, you do like Whisper and all that.
Yes.
And there's like more like there's more. So I can kind of see why you're IDW because of that, and because there's more things that are fleshed into the comics that are also fleshed into the games. So it's like easier to connect. It's like easier to like absorb, I guess.
Amy is better.
Yeah. How about you, Aurora?
Uh, I am pro Archie, although I don't hate IDW. Archie just had like a so much bigger world, so many side, and there was like so many characters, so many factions. There's so much going on. There was such more better, darker scenes going on. The roboticization was also a really nice concept. But at the same time, some characters got better in IDW. So, with that said, I am more. There's more to enjoy in Archie, even though there was like reboots and all that. But there was still like, it's a much longer read if you want something to last you more long term.
Mm,
So, with that in mind, and with the fact that more of my favorite characters were in IDW or in Archie, I would have to say Archie because nobody can replace Finnativus. It's so
yeah.
hard to replace a character like that. Like
No, yeah. I don't think anything's gonna replace Archie anytime soon.
like people can keep telling me, "Oh, he's just replaced by Starline." I don't see it.
Yeah.
Like Starline's okay, but he's no Finnativus. No way.
Uh,
Like
yeah.
like he's the problem with Starline, in my opinion, he's more of a cartoonishly evil villain. Meanwhile, Finnativus went the extra mile.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, with the Archie comics, it has like a lot so more on that you can go into compared to why do the W is still like ongoing. The Archie comics it has something else to them on that, so what makes it stand out. the of a spotlight some of the inconsistencies and stuff.
Okay, so it seems like between all five of us, we're kind of like split evenly between the two.
Hmm.
So I guess that's actually good.
Yee.
So
I
nobody
prefer
like
echo chambers.
like no, like nobody can like comment in any of our videos, and it's like you guys are biased, and we're like, no, we just give it. It's split like
You guys only like Sonic. Why not Mario or Mega Man or Crash?
like we both like most of us gave like good and bads for both sides, honestly. So it's like we judge this like in a very fair manner.
It's more of an
Mhm.
experience thing. It's not like, you know.
It also depends on like how old you are and when you started.
Yeah, because my first
Yeah.
comic was the first issue of Sonic X.
Yeah. And mine was a BBB beginning, which is from Archie. So yeah, I started with Archie comics.
Yeah.
My first comic was the one where Fiona slapped tails.
I have that
Oh,
one. I have that one.
Like
bruh.
that's where I came in.
Oh
Yeah.
man, and that was one heck of a time too.
This the thing with Archie was just damn. It was just the way with how characters were written in a romantic kind of way. It was just annoying, to be honest.
I also feel like
Mm.
Archie's really easy to get into if you grew up with Sadam.
Yes,
Oh,
very much
yo,
It
so.
was
yeah,
focused on
most
them.
definitely.
It was because the show was canceled, so they had to focus on it in a way.
I'm kind of
And I
glad it
was
was canceled.
pissed.
Oh no! Like I'm kind of glad it was canceled because Archie pretty much picked up the script that they had and continued with it. So if you ever thought the Archie plot with Tails gaining magic powers was weird or dumb,
No.
that was going to happen in the Setium.
No, that's not
Mm.
real. I said so.
No, that's I have the DVDs that was in the director's commentary. That's a thing,
No, if it's real, then Banana Man Judas is a real thing.
and therefore he is.
Oh man, this man stay getting flamed by your.
I'm gonna commission someone to draw an emo of fucking Banana Man Judas, and I'm gonna make him put it in his Twitch chat.
Just
Uh,
go on my Twitter and you can find a bunch of pictures of Juice with a banana.
Why
mm.
banana? What's the like?
It's
Oh
my
my
favorite
god.
fruit.
Oh my gosh, that just, oh my gosh, you guys just remind me now about this, one, weird, silver video about some
Oh,
silver, like,
I quote that
with his
sometimes.
banana
I quote
video.
that sometimes.
Oh god, it was like, oh my gosh, it was a funny, yes, yes, a weird, well, it was a weird time back in the old YouTube days. Like, holy crap, man. And back when Gmod was still popping, bruh. Oh, bro, it was like peak comedy.
but, but yeah, I think that covers it for today. We went longer than planned, but honestly, it was all good.
It
Uh,
is.
oh yeah, I had a lot of fun. I definitely want to do something like this again with y'all.
If
Likewise.
you guys who are watching this stream or video, depending on the place you're watching this, if you want to see more of this, we will be most likely tweeting the next time we record another episode.
And
With
please
Mm-hmm.
tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, ideas. There are no
make fun,
wrong answers except for
make
And
maybe
fun.
maybe
Professor
some.
Q's.
What?
Don't worry about it.
And maybe some suggestions as well on what we could talk about next or add on
Yes.
to what we're talking about next.
And make fun of how I spent half of this stream with my desktop audio off. I'm sure all of you are gonna do that.
I'm doing it right now.
Also
I
make fun
am
of the
Juice
fact that I
Buddies. You
also
can make
make
fun of me now.
also make fun of the fact that I'm gonna steal Razor's audio later and put in the video.
If we can, yeah.
Yeah, we
It's
should
not,
be able to. I
it's not
have
stealing if I give it to you.
Yes, it is. It's creative stealing.
No, it's creative liberties.
All right.
5
So
out of 5 out of 5.5 out of 10. The water didn't look water. You know what water?
That's
What
not
water?
urine. That's not water. That's my urine.
So let's
Oh,
let's
Care for a cup?
all right.
Dang.
Let's close this out by announcing what you guys' stream plans are for the rest of this week.
I don't have a stream. I don't have a platform to stream yet. But what I do is I draw. So I'm just gonna plug in my art Twitter, which is Grave Harder. I'm taking commissions. I'll
He
draw
does
your
good.
funny Sonic character
He does
for
a
a
good
hefty
job.
price.
Yes.
Must not be that
One
hefty, but
banana.
must not be that hefty because Alyssa keeps fucking commissioning you.
Yeah.
He does good work. I like it.
I like what I got from you.
One of my favorites.
I actually still use the glove. I actually use the glove textures that you made me on Second
What?
Life.
I have to work on my my Twitch sides. So because I'm planning on playing a bunch of horror games and rhythm games eventually
Dead by
with
Daylight?
my actual.
So
I actually
he's
do have Dead by Daylight.
Oh, we gotta play then.
Oh, Dead by Daylight. I'm surprised that game's like still up and running, considering on how Friday the 13 got shut down.
I've only recently got it.
Oh wow, really?
so Judas is streaming soon. TM.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Razor, what are your streaming plans for the rest of the week? Do you have any?
I usually don't stream. This podcast is one of the few streams I've done in a while. So this will be the only thing, and even then, it's like I don't know when that'll be because you say every week. For me, I'm like that depends when I have to
I
sleep
do-
or work.
I do plan it every week for like YouTube consistency and
Yeah,
just
you plan
consistency
every
in
week. Me, I'm just like if I can, I will. No
Just wing
promises.
it.
Next
Yeah,
week we'll make sure we have like the full
I feel
audio in
yeah.
one piece.
yeah.
Um,
But outside of that, like my Twitch is Razor Tim Core, but my YouTube is Razor Tim 123, and that's where most of my videos end up on.
what happened to the other 122 Razor Tims?
They have been assimilated in a proper medium.
Bruh.
It was also before I had the core name, so
Fair enough.
Uh,
What about you, Q? Are you streaming this week? And if so, what are your plans?
Not this week, but the next, maybe. In my schedule.
You don't have a schedule. You just stream whenever.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
fair
still
enough.
trying to do it, so I'm still working around it.
That's fair enough.
and as of
And Kizuna, what are your streaming plans?
yo, Bumma. So I have a plan for like tomorrow. Since my birthdays are gonna be on Friday, I am gonna do a birthday stream starting at 11 p.m. tomorrow, so that it will lead up to the day of my birthday. Because I'm not sure if I'll be able to have time later on that day to be able to stream because I'll be with family or not. But if I do, then I would definitely do a second stream on that day. So yeah, logo forward to that. And also, I will be updating any news and stuff on my Twitter page. So if you guys haven't followed me yet, I would recommend you do. Because that's where I not only do post updates, but I also share my art there as well.
All right. Oh, sorry for the cough.
No, I'm good. Yeah. Yeah.
And as for me, I have plans to do Mario Party Superstars, and I'm gonna be grinding Mega Man X as X and Zero in preparation for a race that I'm doing with Shino the Wolf. So that's basically
Ooh.
all I got planned. we're planning to do a collab stream for I think either make a March or make a May. So it's one of those months. So I got a couple weeks to practice on playing the game faster.
Ooh.
We're gonna do one race as 0, one race as X, and then we're gonna do a third race to see what's faster between his X or my 0.
I see. By the way, well, quick question for you guys. How often are you guys free for like personal collabs? So like just like two of us for a stream.
We can discuss that offline.
It depends
Uh,
on the day. I work
fair
in the
enough.
I work in the mornings very early in the morning, so I can't stay up very late.
All good.
With that said, I am gonna close up the stream and save this recording. I hope you all had a fun time watching. I hope you guys here had a fun time talking. We'll be back next week, and we're gonna discuss what we want to talk about.
No,
Everybody,
just,
everybody have a
um,
good. Everybody have a good night. Everybody sleep well. Tell your family you love them, and we will see you next time.
yeah, but thank you, Momo. Thank you so much for having us here on this podcast.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Yes.
Drink your water.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye.
Okay, I'm offline now.
Yeah,
I'm still
well, yeah, but
streaming.
I'm gonna, yeah, but I'm gonna close off on my side real quick.
I'm still streaming.
Razor Tim's a bitch ass motherfucker.
You're banned. I now have to stop the stream because it's been crossed.